statement in terms of the fact that Vidit won it with black, and in terms of the fact that he's had very comfortable positions out of the opening. One could say in the Najdorf game, he messed up a little bit, but Vidit is able to take these games onto his own terms. That was a huge confidence boost.
And I'm sure many people in the chat are rooting for Vidit Guzrati. He has so many fans out there, and he is the underdog against Magnus Carlsen. But on the scoreboard, which does all the talking, there are no underdogs right now. We have a tied match.
We do indeed, and we have yet another anti-Berlin. No, you're not seeing things, but yes, the colors are reversed. Now it's Vidit's turn to take a stab at the white side of the anti-Berlin. Let's see if Magnus Fianchettos his bishop. Yes, he does. This is the most ambitious setup against the anti-Berlin.
And these types of positions are so difficult for white to assess because you want to play d4, but that makes your e4 pawn vulnerable, and also your d4 pawn because the bishop is on g7 rather than sitting passively on e7. So I like these positions from the black side. Guy, we haven't talked about it yet, but look at how Magnus slouched in his chair.
Yeah, now that you pointed it out to me, I'm looking at his camera, and now that you pointed it out to me, he immediately kind of sits back up a little bit. Still getting where, you know?
It's like when you're in school back in the day, in high school, and your teacher tells you to sit up properly. That's exactly what it felt like. I called him out on it, and he knew it was coming. But I think he might be bothered by the light as well. You can see the beam back there. He's kind of having his hand over his eyes. But maybe he has his hand over his eyes because Vidit's play is shining.
See, that is an act that I simply cannot follow, that kind of statement. There's nothing for me to say afterward that could parallel the brilliance of that statement.
Thank you, my friend, but a lot of your variations have been particularly brilliant today, and we see this position, it's solid. So it feels like Vidit continues to play calm chess. He doesn't want tactical skirmishes, no fireworks on the board this early, but Magnus just played this move a5. So what do you make of that decision to press forward on the queen side? Does that leave behind some vulnerable squares?
It leaves behind vulnerable squares, it leaves behind a vulnerable pawn on b5, and Vidit can challenge that pawn with the move a4, and I guarantee you that is exactly what he's calculating. I would play a4. Magnus is likely intending b4. Okay, he does something very similar. He decides to attack that pawn with his piece, with his bishop, and he could still meet c6 with a4. Magnus could still play b4, and he does. unbelievable how quickly things turned around. It took 4 moves. Rook b6 was the start of it. Vidit should have bit the bullet and recaptured with the rook. That was equal. Now he gives up complete domination. Queen comes into e2. Everything is collapsing. And Vidit is going to lose a heartbreaking game with the white pieces.
Does he have any chance to move his knight and after knight takes e4 play queen b6, covering the f2 pawn, hitting d6, maybe at some point queen a7, so like knight f3 here, I feel like it does give white some hope, even if it should be a winning position for black.
It might give you some hope, but black is going to capture all of the pawns. Okay, I think I've made enough references to that particular quote, and he's doing just that. I think it's the only chance for white. Queen b6, I agree with you. Magnus needs to find a couple more accurate moves in order to finish off this game. Maybe queen to a2, going after the d-pawn, deserves attention.
I really like that, hitting d5 and a3 at the same time. Knight takes c3, I don't think that would be a very good choice, because then the white queen can take the d6 pawn, and that leaves the black king a little bit more open. So keeping the d6 pawn feels like a good thing. White can play f3 after queen a2, so there are some things to work out there, but it's going to be extra material for black.
For sure. Magnus, so good at knowing when to slow down. This is instructive, I think, for newer players, for younger players, even players like Magnus. When they sense that they're close to winning, they don't rush it. They take as long as they need to verify all of the lines. Because queen a2, you have to calculate f3. He's gone for the more concreted snap driver. I think he is still going to take d5, so we're going to get essentially the same type of position.
I prefer this much more when you're down to about a minute on the clock. And Vidit, he's down under 5 seconds. Here, I think Max went queen d3 or even queen d4 is not out of the question.
Whoa, what a move. Doubled pawns doesn't matter because of his domination over white's knight. That king, is it going to get up to f5? It is, king f5.
And you can take d4, but that doesn't matter, says Magnus, because knight endgames are most similar to king and pawn endgames, and black is up a healthy extra pawn.
And he could be up 2 after knight d2, but instead he uses his king to chop off white's last chance, and Vidit resigns the game